Hey there, family. My name's Shelley, and I'm grateful to be an alcoholic. Today we are going to talk about sitting on the pitty pot and the dangers of sitting on the pitty pot for too long. We all sit on the pitty pot from time to time, not just people who are alcoholics or addicts. Everyone on the planet sits on the pitty pot at some point. The dangerous part for us is if we sit there too long, we will pick up. Period, point blank, we will talk ourselves into picking up because we're so miserable that we want to feel better. I think that was the whole point that we used alcohol and drugs, isn't it? So we feel better, escape our realities. So, anywho, I heard something this morning that really hit me in my heart. This girl, she was talking about the cage being open. Okay, when we're in active addiction, and I had to write these down so I didn't forget. And that could be addiction to alcohol, shopping, sex, chaos, drugs, or people pleasing, or old behaviors. When we're in those addictions, when we're actively in those addictions, she used the word cage, and I'm going to use the word prison. But it's like you're in a cell. There's a cell, and then there's a smaller cell, and a smaller cell, and a smaller cell. And we're in active addiction. We're in the smallest cell. And once we get ourselves together and get sober or clean, the door is open for us to walk into the next cell that's a little bigger. And then once we work through some stuff and we've got some sobriety or clean time under our belt, then we can, and we've done those suggested 12 steps, we can move into the next cell, and it just keeps going and going and going. A lot of us get stuck in that last cell. The door is wide open. We're the ones not walking through. And it's always, every time, 100% of the time, based on fear. What if I don't succeed? What if I do succeed? What if it sucks? What if people don't like me anymore? What if this? What if that? There's all kinds of what ifs that are fear-based. My higher power directs me on how to move out of the last cell that I'm in, because I'm still in one. And I can see the doors open. I'm not oblivious to that. But I have these fears where I won't walk over, or I'll tiptoe towards the edge of the cell and get about ready to put my foot over the line and completely walk out of it, and I'll go back in. And it's all about fear. So when I'm sitting on the pitty pot, and this is just my observation for me, when I'm sitting on the pitty pot for a long time, and the amounts of time that I sit there are a lot shorter. I've been sitting there the past 3 days. I'm still bringing up some residual stuff from my past. Not huge stuff, but like a lot of it all at once. So I've been in a really dark place. And I know I'm in a dark place. And my problem is I'm fighting it. I don't just embrace it and allow myself to be there. I fight it. And Spirit keeps telling me, take a deep breath. Stop fighting it. And as soon as I stop fighting it, here I am making a video. Because that's what all this was about. Making these videos is scary. And it's discouraging, to be honest with you. But success doesn't happen overnight, generally. Sometimes it does. Maybe someday I'll get lucky and something will go viral. I don't know. And also I have to look at what are my motives behind doing these videos? Is this so I can showcase myself? Because to be honest with you, as an Aquarius, I would rather be in the background doing stuff. I don't mind organizing things and making stuff happen. I don't mind doing that. But I get to stay in the back, and I've actually organized things where other people have taken credit for these things that I've done, and I've been like, you run with that, because then I don't have to get all in front of people. You're, oh yeah, thank you, and because I still have self-esteem issues. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear any thank yous from people. I just want to do what I do. But why do I do it? Because is it because again, because is it self-centered? Is it self-serving for me to do these videos? It can be. I do go there. But ultimately, this is to hopefully something in some video that I make will touch somebody or ignite something in someone, or someone will have an aha moment or an epiphany. Epiphanies are beautiful, especially in early recovery. It's just like getting high. It feels so good. It's euphoric. So, I mean, I'm past that. It's not euphoric anymore. It's like, oh yeah, right, and then act on it. But maybe what I'm doing is going to help somebody in some way, shape, or form. Because this is really nothing more than me just running my mouth about my experiences in active use and in sobriety. So I have to look at my motives. And for the most part, 90% of the time, more than that, probably 95% of the time, my motives are to help somebody. But when I get in that victim mode, everything else is off kilter. My reasons behind doing videos will be off kilter. All of a sudden, it's all about me. Oh, geez, nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to go eat worms. So what happens is that snowballs. Then there's the low self-esteem. And then when the low self-esteem hits again, it's the people-pleasing. Something I've walked away from. But the past few days, I've caught myself worrying about what people think, mostly my kids, worrying about what they think. And not for nothing, I shouldn't give a crap what they think or what anybody else thinks. I mean, I'm not mean. I'm still a giving human being, but I give what I can now. I don't overgive anymore. But it's not to say I can't slip back into that people-pleasing mode. So there's all kinds of things that can happen that will put me off balance. And really, for me, sobriety is about balance. I need balance. I crave it. Because I've been all over the place my entire life. Trying to please people. Well, you can't, you do something the way one person wants you to do it, and then somebody else is like, no, we don't like that. Now we're mad at you. You are never going to please a single person on this planet, ever, the way that they think that you need to please them, because you are not responsible for the external events to make those external events happen for someone else to be happy. Any more than you could count on other people to get you sober. Well, people can help you along your path to sobriety. People can be supportive of you when you are sober. Absolutely, that's what the support groups are for. A bunch of like-minded people sharing their experience, strength, and hope with each other. But you are never going to be the source of someone else's bliss. And that includes your soulmate or your twin flame. You're not responsible for their bliss either. You are responsible for your bliss. And again, you can't get that. You can't get your bliss from an external source. You tried that. It was called drinking and drugging. How'd that work out? Maybe for a minute. Maybe for a long minute. But at some point, it stopped working. And some of us kept going anyway, hoping that it was going to work for us again. If I would have stopped drinking and drugging this last time, when it stopped working for me and I noticed it stopped working for me, I'd have cut at least 5 years off of my drinking escapade. but I was out there for 10. So a little reminder, yes, Alcoholics Anonymous and NA, they're all going to be there when you go out and use, if you go out and use. There's no telling that you are. You may not make it back there. Well, hey, it'll still be there. No. You may not be there. So watch that thinking. It would behoove you to give yourself a reality check when that type of thinking starts. And that can also be a product of the Pitty Pot. I call it the Pitty Pot Party. And that'll be the title. Sitting on the Pitty Pot Party, whatever. But I'm just saying. When I chose to get sober, I thought everything was going to be beautiful and simple, and my life was going to be 100% better. And that is not the way it worked out. I got a reality check. It took me 5 years into sobriety to understand that all my problems and character defects were not going to go away by themselves, that I actually had to put the conscious effort into making that happen for myself. So if you find yourself on the Pitty Pot family, be there for a minute. Just a minute. Be there. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Don't fight that. But make sure that you do whatever it is that you need to do to pull your rear end off that potty, off that Pitty Pot, and get back to doing what you're supposed to be doing. But you can't ignore being human and having human emotions. And I'm not the only person going through this Pitty Pot thing. This message is for somebody, because the collective of humanity is going through this right now. So I hope I said something that rang for you, something that rang your bells, and I am wishing you much love and many blessings.